Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba Hashem, Rakakwadash. The honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled, Jake has became institutionalized Americans. Lord will you are edified. Video was inspired from the TikTok platform Anton Daniels News for use. According to my Google search, institutionalized means what? Prisoners can become institutionalized through a process where the strict routines, rules, and constant surveillance of prison life lead to a reliance on external constraints and a gradual loss of self-reliance. Keep that in mind. Again, fair use.
May sound crazy, but I miss being in jail. Like, I tried, but the free world is not for me. When you locked up, everything is free. You don't have to pay for food, shelter, none of that. Free health insurance. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It has even gotten to the point where I'm willing to do something, anything, just so I can get locked back up. Cause I didn't had it trying to do the right thing. Like, that's not in my nature. And then to make things worse, my stupid ass wife, she keep nagging, making me do things, and I don't want to do nothing. Like, I just want to chill. Like, damn, can't you see I've been locked up for 10 years? That's why I can't wait to get locked back up so I can get away from her.
Yeah.
And this is Jake that has became institutionalized Americans through the end result of slavery. Can't see nothing outside of the system. When you tell them they are Israelites, they don't believe it. When you tell them that Esau is going down and he's the so-called white man based on the lineage of his father, they don't believe it. When you tell them that so-called UFOs are chariots and these are the spiritual vehicles that will deliver or play a part in the deliverance of the nation of Israel, they don't believe it. When you tell them that Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, if they were here on earth, they would be so-called black men, they don't believe it. When you tell them that they are the greatest people in the fucking world, they don't believe it. When you tell them that we have a kingdom outside of this situation, meaning post the destruction of America, we have a physical kingdom that will be erected on earth, they don't believe it. Jake has became institutionalized Americans. And when I say Jake, I'm referring to so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans based on the lineage of their fathers. So let's run this back.
Hey, y'all, this may sound crazy, but I miss being in jail. Like,
And that's Jake. When you prophesy to them about the bullshit and the sorcery of America, all they think about is America. That's all they think about.
I tried, but the free world is not for me. When you lock
And when you tell them about the kingdom, what they tell you, nah. So basically in the spirit, the kingdom is not for them. That's what they're saying from a spiritual perspective.
locked up, everything is free. You don't have to pay for food, shelter, none of that.
And the reason why they can't see anything outside of this kingdom, first and foremost, the Most High hasn't given them the spirit. And all they can see is what's in front of them, what's behind them, what's on the side of them. But when it comes to a spiritual perspective, they have none.
Free health insurance. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It has even gotten to the point where I'm willing to do something, anything, just so I can get life back up.
And that's the mindset of Jake. When you tell them that America is going to be destroyed, all they can think about is America ongoing. Okay? I miss being in America. The prophets nag me. So let's replace these terms with a spiritual perspective. Jake, that has became institutionalized Americans through a process where the strict routines of America, rules of America, and constant surveillance of the American life lead to a reliance on external constraints and a gradual loss of self-reliance. This dependency on external structures can make it difficult for Jake that has become institutionalized Americans to manage their lives outside of America. This is their mindset. Let's get some precepts. Numbers 11:1. And when the people complained, it displeased Yahweh, and Yahweh heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of Yahweh burnt among them and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. And the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto Yahweh, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of Yahweh burnt among them, and the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting. And the sons of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. So in a nutshell, what happened? These individuals had become institutionalized, depending on the system of Egypt. And it's the same thing today, because history repeats itself, because you have the same individuals coming back around the third and fourth generation. You can't get around this precept. This is an example of what? Institutionalized, depending on the system of Egypt. Ecclesiastes 1:9 in the NOT. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new, because of the concept reincarnation.
Hey, y'all. This may sound crazy, but I miss being in jail.
We remember the fish. We miss the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely. We miss the cucumbers and the melons. We miss the leeks, and we miss the onions, and we miss the garlic.
Like, I tried, but the free world is not for me. When you locked up, everything is free. You don't have to pay for food, shelter, none of that. Free health insurance. I mean, it's no.
Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a home-born slave? Why is he spoiled? Homeborn. In the Hebrew, going into what? Continuous. Okay? The mindset because of slavery. The end result of slavery, which promotes what? A dependency on the system. And only the elect, okay, will not have this mindset. However, Jake that have became institutionalized Americans continue to have this mindset. Can't get around it. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 30. Salakia. And verse 1, woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. This is what happens when we delve into other philosophies. Anything outside of the standard of the Most High, meaning the scriptures, we are adding sin to sin. Okay? We are taking on a different covering. We are receiving counsel outside of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Verse 2, their walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Institutionalized Americans. Okay, Jake has become institutionalized Americans. Okay, and remember, America is nothing but what? Spiritual Egypt. America follows or has the same philosophies such as ancient Egypt. This dependency on external structures can make it difficult for individuals to manage their lives outside of the prison after release. And to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Institutionalized Americans. Last precept. Isaiah 31 and verse 1. What sorrow awaits those who look to Egypt for help. Jake that have become institutionalized. Okay? Those referring to Israelites. And these individuals will not be saved. And again, America is ancient Egypt. Trusting their horses, chariots, and charioteers, meaning what? Believing in this system, okay? No more autonomy, but having a strong dependency on this system. And depending on the strength of human armies instead of looking to Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel. Why? Because Jake has become institutionalized. Okay? And when you become institutionalized, you what? You lose dependency. Okay? Right? You no longer have that self-reliance. You no longer are independent. And again, this is the aftermath of slavery for Jake. And only the elect will Micah 2 and 10, arise you and depart, For this is not your rest, because it is polluted. America is not our rest, it's polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. So from a spiritual sense, we supposed to rise and depart. Okay, that's how we became civilized in the spirit. Because at one time, we were um, institutionalized Americans until the Most High cleansed us with His Word. Lord will, this was an edifying lesson. Shalom.